can show you to them. Give me what it takes to let me go. There's a world out there that's dying. Father, please forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, won't you show me how to have working man hands? You said, if you love me, you'll obey me. I've wondered why you gave your life for those around me. So should I? God forbid that I should stand before you on that day with unblemished hands. Show yourself to me so I can show you to them. Give me what it takes to let me go. There's a world out there that's dying. Father, please forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, won't you show me how to have working man hands? Show yourself to me so I can show you to them. Give me what it takes to let me go. There's a world out there that's dying. Father, please forgive them, for they know not what they do. Show yourself to me so I can show you to them. Give me what it takes to let me go. There's a world out there that's dying. Father, please forgive them, for they know not what they do. Father, won't you show me how to have working man hands? Who am I that you would be mindful of me, to come and die, to give me life eternally? Who am I that you would be mindful of me, to testify I am a sinner who's been set free? For your majesty knows no bounds, and you've placed your glory high above the stars.
Hello everyone. It seems like we lost a month or two. It's annoying how Twitter doesn't keep everything. So the last one was December 2016. Skip 2 months. Now we're here January 24. The reason I do this because it's just a nice summary. I don't have a lot of time. I'm very busy rebuilding my life. Still, actually things are balancing quite nicely. Boom! COVID-19. and all other kinds of things that seems like revelation is playing out in front of our eyes. Uh, Funny little side note, I was a post-tribulation rapture Christian, but my if you go and you look at everything I've done up until this point, it's like my dreams, even though it wasn't in my mental makeup, it's my dreams convincing me of a pre-tribulation rapture. And that's the camp I am in now. I'm pre-trib because my dreams are telling me pre-trib. It's overwhelming how many pre-tribulation symbols are thrown into my face when I have night visions. So you're gonna see that it's kind of a prevalent theme on this video, and I like this Twitter thing because it records moments, key moments. There's many videos that I want to make. I just finished uh, education qualification that I needed, and that took a lot of time. And I just managed to finally stabilize my health. Something really bad happened to my legs and my feet. They were hard to use for a long time. Both legs, both feet just messed up. It was hard to walk, hard to stand. I needed them. I had to rehabilitate my feet and my legs. And also heart, brain, mini strokes, a weird entity in my room telling me it's going to kill me on my feet. Um, that whole episode, and it's been up and down with my health. The doctors have scanned me, MRI, MRA, and they just couldn't find the problem. I want to go back to the doctors because I got annoyed with them. It's like they were milking me for money or something in these troubling times. So I just got annoyed. I like took my chances. With the help of my fiance, I did all kinds of herbal things to just stabilize myself, and I'm doing better. I'm doing better. Picked up some weight, but I'm doing better. So let's start with this. I'm just gonna go from the earliest dates up to the current time, and maybe I'm just gonna scroll through so that you can read because I don't like the way Twitter dumps old tweets. I know you can find them in the archive, but that's annoying because they don't save the media. There's a lot of media moments that I want to click on and just have here as a little timeline thing, as a little reference for me and for you. Hey, I believe Tsunami Day will be the sixth seal. Something happening to the moon, stars falling, earthquake, uh, the sky splitting. We'll get into that eventually. It's still a little overwhelming when I prayed, God, what will cause the tsunami? And it's around about seven experiences now where he showed me, Stefan, something's gonna happen to the moon. And that's gonna set off a chain reaction. That's going to, just that one event is going to naturally enable the rest of the tribulation and everything that happens in it. I'm not a prophecy expert, I'm a layman prophecy enthusiast. So, what I'm getting, I like to give raw. I'm not going to process it, I'm not going to filter it through academic this and that. I'm giving it raw for the day that I have the time to do it nicely, to process it well. So I'm just putting it on raw in case this thing it can happen tomorrow, and then I didn't put enough stuff on it because I was too busy like academically evaluating my first experience. I want to put all my experiences on Twitter. So without further ado, you're staring at the screen and it's quite boring. Let's go. I'm gonna stop at pictures or really important videos that catch my eye. You can read everything from the bottom up. It will follow chronologically. Let's just quickly check my OBS. Am I recording? Yes, I am. Here we go. Let's see. Let's go. Strange respiratory illness. Oh yeah, 2017 was horrible. I'm surrounded by Catholics that look down on conservatives and Christianity, even though they're Christian. It doesn't make sense. They hate Israel too, which is sad. Ever since I uploaded my first tsunami video, it's just been in the gulag with me. I've been battered and my family has been absolutely pulverized and wasted. If you saw the state of my family, you'd have a hard time believing that I'm even Christian because I'm supposed to fix it. I'm supposed to heal. Dear Lord, I tried. But the state of my family, the state of my country, the state of the whole world, and now coronavirus, my goodness. And all the personal attacks and the supernatural attacks. I don't know how I'm still alive. I should have jumped off a cliff. I'm still here though. Thank you, God. Let's go up. You can pause this video to read these things slowly. Maybe my work becomes famous or important and this would be necessary. This would be nice for people to read or follow up. Maybe the rapture happens and I leave this thing behind as a little diary. Wouldn't that be nice? I hope I go in the rapture. This silver robe, silver hammer, silver scepter thing, silver. It's especially the silver hammer dream is where I ask God, God, I'm gonna give up. I really want and that's what you think it means. I'm going to give up. And he told me in 20, 21 days you will have a solution. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take you on your word. In 20 days later, my friend phoned me. I have a opportunity for you. 21 days later, I met him and he shared an opportunity that I took, and now I have a life where I didn't have a life whatsoever. And it's interesting how God said in my dream, 20 to 21 days from now, you will have your answer. And I counted literally. And 2021 was part of the thing. 20, I got the news. 21, I got the opportunity. And I took it, both hands, seized it. I'm not sure what, I'm not going to read each of them. So of course I have the people that I subscribe to, people that I like. I am a creationist, young earth creationist, uh, basically because evolution has so many plot holes and gap gap theory. Christianity is just boring as it's so dull, it's so boring. Young earth creationism, God creating everything out of nothing not so long ago, that's way more interesting. Um, and I really want to ride a velociraptor in heaven. So you'll see a lot of anti-evolution stuff. Actually, I'm kind of researching New Age theology and how even the New Agers, there's many camps, religious and scientific camps, that are dumping evolution because the plot holes are just becoming so evident. Sometimes I share my opinion, sometimes I share this. I like Donald Trump. I believe he is a wrecking ball. Um, I don't believe he's like super Christian. He has mistakes just like I have mistakes. You look at my life, you have a see all video of my life, you're going to be disgusted at how unchristian I can be. Same with Trump. But just like God used Cyrus, I believe God uses Trump, and you can see he kinda knows. He has an idea about evangelical Christianity, and he knows what he's talking about, and he trusts the right people. He actually lets evangelical Christian leaders pray for him, and no Illuminati occultist would let a Christian prayer anywhere close to them, because that would just it would set them off, give them rabies. It would give them an allergic reaction. They would like start to spontaneously combust. The usual Illuminati, nasty, dark characters in our leadership, world leadership circles. They would not let a Christian touch them. But Trump does it because Trump realizes something, and I would love to be a fly on the wall of his personal life. If I go at this rate, I'll never finish. I cannot talk about each and everything. Either I suck or my obedience is on key. Sometimes I get really low, guys. I'm human. So I followed this guy because I believed in post tribulation rapture. Like we're all going to suffer together. But I went to pre trib. It's just the moment I try to think post trib, I get a dream convincing me otherwise. It's crazy how these dreams take over. It's like the last days outpouring of dreams and visions. I believe this is it. It's like you have the seven seals, seven trumpets, seven vials. Don't forget, in Revelation, there's also the seven thunders, and the seven thunders are sealed until the last days. So the seven thunders are stuff that's kept. I don't know if the seven thunders is the outpouring of dreams and visions, but it's just an interesting thought that the outpouring of dreams and visions is important to look at as a main element explaining the events and symbolism of Revelation. What do we have here? God's communication is frustrating on a surface level, but remarkably covert, extensive, efficient, and unbridled. Precision discourse. It's like God is saying exactly what he needs to say because it's like covert speaking, sharing information that only you and your spirit will understand, and that confuses the demons. God is not going to give all his plans away. He's going to give specific, timed landmines that's going to explode in your head, and it's going to be aha moments for you to know exactly what to do at a given time. If he gives everything to you in plain language, demons will take that and they will think of a countermeasure, but God knows how to talk. I think if I quickly just glance over this, God is not, God doesn't hate everyone, he doesn't want to kill everyone. He has to do what he's doing, or else the suffering will just continue until forever. And if you pay attention to the Bible and you're not some critic that only criticizes bits and pieces of the Bible, selective targeting, if you see the whole salvation story, you would see that God's saving outmatches his judgment. Way more saving, restoring, and loving than judgment. People only see the judgment and read the judgment because you're watching too much damn Hollywood. You should see what happens in between the events you know about. If you haven't read the Bible, you're always going to think of God the way that the media wants you to think about God. If you read the Bible, it's going to be no question that God is really a loving Father. He's taking things upon himself, even though he doesn't have to. He can just wipe the universe. Format C drive. Full format. But he doesn't. He takes it on himself to fix things. Carries his own judgment on himself. Continue. I should not scroll too fast. Beep, beep, beep. If I'm annoying that I'm skipping, I am so sorry. I try to do these updates once a year at least. Should be more often now that I have time that opened up after my studies finally finished. It was so dreadful. Oh, studying and working full time. Not my cup of tea. What's this? Is this a dream? Maybe it's a dream. You guys can just check. This guy's from the Creation ICR, I believe, Institute for Creation Research. Here I'm still trying to Atlantic tsunami rupture release start has to happen before or on 8 March. I'm leaving South Africa to work. If it doesn't happen, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Um, it didn't happen because it didn't happen. I'm still getting tsunami dreams. I'm still getting end time themed dreams and visions, and weird stuff still keeps happening to me. I try not to share every single thing because I don't want to be an annoying housewife. I only share what's important. The show is must go on. The show is going on. I think I already shared a slide where someone criticizes me that, oh, nothing happened, false prophet, because I saw Obama being a being president while the tsunami happens. Did God give us grace? Did he extend time? Or will Obama still become a leader or some kind of a president or some kind of leader? Will he be reinstituted? I don't know how if they do that in America, but he was some kind of leader, some kind of world authority when the tsunami hit. Him and him and the guy, that guy from Argentina, begins with P. In one specific vision, Obama and the Pope were standing next to each other, doing all kinds of interesting things. Wink, wink. It's very interesting how these guys find stuff in scripture and how it's actually in real science. I want to go to this thing, Ark Encounter. Oh, I want to make a pilgrimage there. Okay, here we go. This is a thing that happened. A loving moon boom. Basically, what happens here is God was showing me in a very interesting ways that this terrible destruction that's coming is actually an act of love. Oh, it's disgusting. Maybe the bad things already happened and you're telling me you are absolutely vile, you are insane. No. What he did was to prevent something even worse from happening. What he did, what he's going to do, is to prevent something even worse, because the enemy has a very sick global plan, and this is kind of judging sin, everybody doing what they're not supposed to, judging sin, but it's also throwing a massive wrench, an asteroid-sized wrench in the devil's plans, because in the insinuations, the inferences I got in this dream is that Satan had a really sick plan for the planet, and if God didn't intervene, if God didn't let judgment happen, and judgment is not a thing that he wants to do, is what he has to do. It's like a gardener that has to take out weeds. If the gardener does not take out weeds, everything else will be choked to death. So what God is doing is he is working in his garden. He's doing something for the sake of the garden's health. Also, it's like I was in this dream. I got raptured to heaven, and I had people in my pockets, like my family and some friends, that listened to me, listened to my Christian ramblings, and they were pocket people. I took them to heaven with me. It's very interesting. Now this is like looks like I watched the Warcraft movie too many times. It's like after this terrible event, I'm in heaven, so judgment happens, but I go to heaven. I'm fine. And then no, orcs don't show up. What I tried to portray is that there was a strange kind of mutant on the planet. There was it was mutants and humans. So you had a choice to become a mutant. If you didn't become a mutant, you were captured, you were imprisoned, you were sexually used, and but then there was a guy in the dream. There was a guy that was half mutant, half human, and there were people like that too. Like they took the mutagen. I think this mutagen thing is the beast. They took the mutagen thing, but it's like and they were blind, and this guy had some kind of impairment. He was half mutant, half whatever, and he was kind of helping the people who didn't want to become mutants. And in the stream too, I saw cute little animals like used. Imagine a cute animal, a loving. In the dream, they were like cartoon animals, but these animals were used. Their limbs, their blood, their DNA were used to fuel this uh, mutagenic movement of the planet. It's like there was this weird breeding thing going on the planet after this event. Satan doing something to corrupt the seed of Adam. That happened again before the flood. That happened before the flood, and he's trying to do it again. He's creating Nephilim. Many people believe that the mark of the beast will be a DNA corrupting thing. So this is what happened in this dream. Oh yeah, here you see a comet asteroid busting through the moon. Yeah, okay, I know it sounds crazy, but that's what I keep seeing over and over again. Same with the tsunami dreams that I had about 60. I'm seeing these moon boom dreams that are about like 7 to 10 of them. I didn't count. Trying to rush. Okay, so here I have a description of that loving moon boom mutant abuses dream. Beep. This is how my raw interpretation of that dream. In this dream, there's the Antichrist, and the moon boom. In this dream, I saw the moon booming again. And on the planet, there was this tsunami, but the wave was oddly shaped as a cross. And it's again God reaffirming that, yes, this is terrible what's happening, but if he's not going to do this, if he didn't do this, then it looks so strange. This is what it looked like in the dream, actually. It looks very weird, but in the dream it was quite scary. This freaking weird wave coming at us. And if God isn't going to do this, guys, it's going to be worse. The suffering will multiply on the planet. God is throwing a wrench in the works of Satan. He is He's ultimately trying to help everyone because we don't really know what's going on. We don't see behind the scenes. And in the stream, just before, while the wave was coming, me and my family and people that I know were making a big circle. We all cried out, Jesus, and we got raptured. Description of that dream, the cross wave dream. Raw interpretation of that dream. Here we go. Continue. Does OBS show me the time of this video? How long have I been recording, sir? 23 minutes? My goodness, maybe I should cut off here, huh? Maybe it's a good idea to cut off. Let's make it an hour. Let's go for an hour, see how far we get. I know in the rapture, kids are supposed to be taken, but I saw some kids in a tsunami dream. So I don't know, some kids taken, some kids are not. Was I confused? Do people's bodies shrink when they've drowned? I think they bloat. People's bodies were like rubble. So this is an example. During this thing, that when I had this dream, I didn't believe in the rapture. But the woman's child suddenly disappears in the car just before the tsunami. She can't find the kid. And it's things like this, many symbols like this, and also this one, the lightning tornado, and how Elijah was taken to heaven in a whirlwind of fire. What I saw in the dream was like a lightning fire tornado thing, a vortex, ripping chunks of rock out of the mountain. And I think this mountain is referring to the church. Peter, on this rock I will build my church. And now rock pieces of the mountain were torn, violently torn torn away and up into the tornado. And it's this thing and this thing in the same dream. And it's literally chunks of the earth, chunks of people, individuals taken away from the rest of the family of humanity. I think this is what was portrayed here. Maybe some Christians being taken away from other Christians. Not everyone will be raptured, or everyone will be raptured. There are super tribulation guys that believe that as long as you confessed to Jesus Christ, then you will be taken up. Some people say no, there are parameters for being taken up. I'm just trying to do my best being a good boy every day because I really want to go. I want to go ride my velociraptor. Really like velociraptors. When I was a kid, I used to say Velociraptor because I didn't know what I was talking about and I didn't watch enough Jurassic Park yet. What's this? Another Ken Ham thing. I don't want to click on that because it might take me to his channel. What's this? Don't know if I saved this. My goodness. I really want to save these zombified versions. It's like God showing me that one day I will fight with zombified Christians, zombified priests, zombified false prophets, and they will try to bring me down with false power, but the earth will rise up in my defense. And it's very interesting how these days I get to do with a lot of fake Christians having a form of godliness but denying its power, and how literally the earth rises up to make them silent. This might be the Catholic people that I have to deal with on a daily basis that hate Christianity even though they're Christians, and how they like to stomp on God, they like to stomp on Christianity, but with the recent events just silences them, and you can see them. You can see that beetle in their head spinning, the brain. There's something happening in their brain. They realize that hey, something's going on. Here it is. Yeah. So this guy looks very impressive. That was me in the dream. I was a real prophet, and then these fake prophets trying to silence me and to stop me. But how God literally backs me up by raising up the earth in my defense in the dream, and that's all I had to do was call on Him and be obedient, and the earth rose up in my defense. So it's a rough example of what the things in the dream looked like. Very priestly garbed, fake priests, fake prophets attacking me, pointing their fingers at me. But I just point to God, and then boom. Weapon of mass destruction. I believe it's that dream either points to false prophets coming or me running into false religion being a hurdle. Sub people unsubbing from my channel. How rude. How rude. It's normal. I didn't expect to get rich or get famous or whatever, because it's like this whole thing that I'm doing it's interesting to me. It's an experiment to me, and I don't want to cloud. I don't want to ruin. I don't want to poison the experiment by trying to make it into something that it isn't. I want to see what God does. I'm interested to see what He's doing in my life and if this means anything. And I want Him to completely have control over it because I prefer a good reward in heaven over a good reward on earth. I would love to be in ministry more. I feel that's where I belong, but when I look at my tsunami dreams and the context of my life just before it happens, it looks like I'm not going to be in ministry. So I can still do this. I'm still doing this. I believe it's important. I'm not the only one seeing this, and I'm just going to continue. Rough estimate of what. This is a compilation of what I'm seeing and other people. Close to the US, the wave will be high. In South Africa, though, I didn't see the wave that high. It's like only the half of about a normal tall officey building. I wouldn't say skyscraper, but this is the only picture I had. This is about the size of the wave in South Africa, Cape Town. And the water will stay freaking high. Buildings will stick out, and hills, what used to be hills and mountains, will look like islands in the distance. Puerto Rico, some guy, I don't remember the guy, Efrain Rodriguez, he's one of the first tsunami dreamers, and he said that this thing is ridiculously high. The impact is close to Puerto Rico. And what he saw is like an immensely tall wave. Could be. I'm not a waveologist, if there's something like a waveologist. Oh, go watch these videos. I know you can't click in this video, but oh my goodness. If I posted a video on my Twitter channel, that means it's awesome. The stuff that I find awesome. Timothy Alberino, I would love to share a drink with that man. I want to go on his adventures with him. I'd love to join him. Very interesting dream. This character is featuring a lot in my dreams and visions. I saw him doing something very dodgy. Frankie Boy, as my one Scottish friend calls him. Frankie Boy doing questionable things in my dreams. And I wonder who this guy works for. Basically, it was like an auditorium, opera hall or something, and all the world leaders were there, or European only. I don't know, just important people. If you were a normal pleb, you weren't there. And then suddenly the Queen of England senses something coming, and according to my understanding, she's a Protestant. I don't know how Christian she is, but she senses Messiah's coming. She starts to sob bitterly. Pope gets concerned. It's supposed to make him happy Messiah is coming, but he becomes concerned. Queen starts to sob really bitterly. Pope starts to hope for the best. He just hopes for the best outcome because he's unsure what's going to happen. It's like he's brought to the level of a normal human. Suddenly he's not the Pope. He's just a normal guy worrying, and he wonders about his things that's going on. Then there's a fireplace, and there's nothing happening on the stage. There's only a elaborate stone fireplace, and with gargoyles decorating it. And then the fire starts to blaze on the stage, like something is like it's a portal activating, and then the gargoyles come alive and they start to cheer. He is coming, and I don't know if the gargoyles are referring to Jesus or the Antichrist or something else, to Satan. I don't know. But you know that when Jesus confronted demons, there's one story where he confronted demons, and the demons were like, "Did you come to take us before our appointed time?" I don't know if they were mocking him in that thing, or if they were happy to see Jesus coming to take care of them. But I just don't understand this. See, I'm giving it to you guys raw. Why were the demons happy and shouting, "He is coming"? It's like one thought that I have is that the demons really want the tribulation to come because it's going to be a super buffet of suffering and human abuses. It's like they can't wait for. It's like they're being kept back, and when the tribulation happens, all God's going to let go. The earth will be free to be messed with. God's going to take his people, going to enjoy the wedding feast of the Lamb, and on earth it's just going to be, people are going to get what they want. So many people desire Satan. So many people desire a godless rule, and that's what's going to happen on the earth. And the demons, maybe they're really excited about that. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's like the Pope is worried, the Queen's sobbing, but the night ends. Nothing happens, but it gets late, and we all have to go home. There are no taxis left for transport because it's really the hour is late. And me and my friends hail the last taxi. We are lucky. Girl shows up, wants to get on. She is very lax. She's like a never-minded, she kind of like hang around with people and didn't care. And when she was done, enjoying herself, she's like, "Oh, I better get a taxi. Oh, there's the last taxi. Let's go get a taxi. Okay, bye, guys." She comes outside and she wants to join us in our taxi. Me and my 5 friends, the number of grace, and we just tell her, "Sorry, there's no room." Um, and it's the same thing with the wise and foolish virgins. It's like if you're never minded, and at one point there, it's gonna reach a moment in time where your oil wasn't ready. You weren't ready, and I cannot give you my oil. Time is up. I cannot give you my taxi. Time is up. Matthew 25 was important in this dream. Why am I explaining this? Because I think the interpretation follows. Yep. Sorry, guys. There is the written form. Here is a rough interpretation. Maybe I should speak about a dream like that. Prevalent dream, just give some live commentary, because I might have updated things. Did I scroll fast enough? In one of my dreams, an earlier one, I saw a planet colliding with our planet. Now, I don't think that's going to happen, Planet X colliding with us, because the moment that planet connected with our planet, there was a white fire burning across the Earth. And I believe that planet colliding with our planet is the merging of worlds, the opening of the abyss. The spirit world will merge with the physical world. Like you get the opening of the abyss and all kind of weird creatures with human faces tormenting people, the possibility of giants returning, hollow earth, all those things. Nothing that I can prove, but just speculations. I had one weird dream where a giant was walking down the beach, a giant with red hair walking down a beach, picking up people and eating them nonchalantly, just walking down. Everybody screaming and shouting, but this giant is just walking around. Hey, here's a human, pick him up, eat him. Um, what? The merging of two planets, the veil being torn, people getting what they want. So they want the devil. They bloody like to worship the guy, and it's like all these pro demon TV shows and movies these days. They're gonna get what they want, and they're not gonna like it. Possibility of the merging of worlds. I don't know to what extent, just a very thin veil, maybe souped up occultism. I don't know what's going to happen, but God is going to turn his back for 7 years, and those that thought that they wanted it might not like it that much. Man, I was heartbroken. I felt kind of betrayed. But soon God gave me new dreams, and I realized, okay, the show must go on. I was too eager. I was too anxious. Do not be anxious for anything, but through everything by supplication and prayer. That verse, I shouldn't have been anxious, but yeah, possibly millions of people dying, and I'm supposed to be a watchman. I became anxious. Don't become anxious, man. Just stay close to God. Do what He tells you to do and keep moving. Do your best and forget the rest. Anybody here do some P90X? I tried. Here I got it. I keep getting He is coming. He is coming. Sorry for the jokes that I put jokes on my Twitter channel because sometimes it gets lonely. With no interaction, I basically sometimes I like my own tweets. Sad, man. Had another moon boom dream. Didn't see impact, just clearly saw half of the moon was torn away. Sight hollowed me out with fear. Seeing the moon get destroyed like that. Uh oh, it's disgusting. It's too much of a 3D movie for me. It gives me this hollow feeling inside. Skywatch TV is where it's at. I believe Skywatch TV stuff will be smuggled during the tribulation. They are awesome. I only want to do an hour of this. I've been recording 40 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun. Time flies when you're having fun. Hey, Angus Buchan, look at that prayer meeting. Look at that prayer meeting. Big. It's beautiful rainbow on this day of the prayer meeting in South Africa. There's something else that happened too. What was it? I shared it. Yeah, it was good. I like Angus Buchan. That guy preaches grassroots stuff. Not embellished, not colored in, just straight word. Just straight word. Please don't do anything weird. Oh, it has this cool tornado thingy. Like just the Holy Spirit showing up during that prayer thing. I didn't go there. I was here, across the ocean. Would have liked to go. But I'm not falling for this changing your gender thing. It doesn't make sense. I like science, you know. Yes, God's timing is perfect, but sometimes you get frustrated, eh? Telling hundreds of people, thousands of people, tsunami, tsunami, nothing happens. It doesn't feel very nice. Doesn't feel very nice. I'm currently studying New Age theology, New Age thought, because it keeps popping up in my dreams as a threat. So I'm paying attention to it because I don't want to be useless. I think I'm going to run into New Age at some point, and God will need me to be an apologist. Actually, funny how the New Age people find pro-God stuff. Sometimes looking at ancient archaeology, and they like note certain stuff about the giants and the Nephilim. I know, and they're being preached to. Their own scratching in the dirt. They're preaching to themselves, learning a little bit. Is this something that I? Okay, this was important for some reason. So there's something called the Great Apostasy in the Bible, something that happens at the last days. They believe the Great Apostasy would be like people turning away from God, but now apostasia might be a reference to the rapture, the great departure, not departure from God, but the great departure. Because nowhere is the rapture mentioned in the Bible. Yeah, apostasia is a very good candidate for the rapture being mentioned in the Bible. But I only have a bachelor's degree in theology, so who am I? You know, I'm just a watchman on the wall, watching. Again, comic relief. That would be awesome in heaven. That would be good, just like wiener dogs everywhere. God is not telling me to do anything specifically. He's giving me these dreams and visions, and He's leaving it up to me. At one point, God told me, before I uploaded anything, it's like God telling me, so you have a choice. You can either tell people what happened after it happened, or you can put something on that's going to explain to them what happened. At that moment, I didn't understand why God was telling me that, but it's like He was telling me you can be useful to qualify for the departure, or you can be useless and then have to explain yourself after the tsunami event. So, better be safe than sorry. I decided to take this up as a ministry opportunity. I was a minister. I ministered in a school as a counselor. Helped kids being abused and kids with broken families and stuff like that. But it went south very quickly as the church that I was working for was pro-evolution, not really pro-prayer. really ritualistic. And for 2 years, I was 2 years I was just dragged down. At some point, I felt like I had no more Christianity inside. I just felt like this whore for this building. I felt like a whore for this building, and I was backslidden. I did some backsliding. I became sinful uh, because of the total lack of there was this lack of God. Even though it was a church, even though I was in ministry, it was just this lack, just this run at the mill repetition every day, and it killed my soul. Did that for 2 years, and I decided it's better to go home and help my mother that was struggling than stay there and mean nothing to the body of Christ. Just making the church look better every day, boosting the main minister's salary. It's what it felt like. It felt completely useless. Here you see me beginning to talk about rapture because it became more and more evident as lightning and tornado and missing children. All of that began to pop up and make sense to me as rapture when I saw nukes happening either on tsunami day before it, just before it, or just after it. If a big tsunami happens, one country is going to blame the other country. Oh, why are you causing tsunamis? I shoot you with a bomb. Or when a big tsunami thing happens, some countries will take the opportunity to nuke other countries. With systems down, you want to take out an enemy, right? You know, Kim Jong Un taking the chance. I don't know. This was one of my first very clear rapture dreams. The rapture looked like lightning hitting people on the head and taking them away. Just in a puff of smoke, they're gone. It's like sudden radiation of that lightning strike. It's like the person standing there, lightning hits them on the head, and it's just like a puff of dust. Was the person vaporized? I don't know. I don't know how. Oh no. So in the dream, somewhere in the dream, I felt I was being told that the lightning is the speed at which an angel moves to pick up the person. It looks like they're being vaporized by lightning, but they're actually, the angel reaches them, transforms their bodies, and takes them up. A super fast um, retrieval mission. I believe the stream is on my YouTube anyway. Here as well. Ale Marzulli, before I heard him say, when we go up, they show up, I had this dream. Lightning hitting, straight lightning. It's not even going to look like lightning. It's going to look like straight beams that you would think is lightning. After this happens, I saw aliens show up. And here I started getting into, okay, what the hell's up with this? And I started getting into Ale Marzulli and all. Here's the dream with a planet hitting our planet and a big white fire, just like burning the planet and changing it. And I believe it's the collision of dimensions, worlds merging. That's my honest opinion. Dinosaurs. Love it. I don't know who this guy is. I sub to him because he's funny. I believe he is a Christian. He's conservative. Oh, Morgan Freeman. Thank you so much for being a voice of reason. Don't know how pro Christ he is, but thank you still. Every bit of truth helps these days. Oh yeah, Jesus is Osiris. Come on. Zeitgeist, go home. I get this weird burden, this weird anticipation sometimes, and a deep sadness. I don't know what that is. Is that synchronization with the Holy Spirit? Or something else? I really got into tunnel Donald Trump at this time because I started noticing the prophetic significance of his actions. I don't want to click on this guy's stuff because it's going to take me to his channel, I believe. Tsunami Day will happen during December holidays or just January, December, South Africa time. So that might be when it's really cold in the. I believe there was was it Perry Stone that had a dream, or someone that had a dream that the tsunami happens close to Christmas. That beautifully correlates to what I'm seeing. I'm seeing December timing for the tsunami, December South African Cape Town time. You need a meme in a video. You cannot have a YouTube video without a meme. I started really getting into Rapture at this time. Getting yeah, Christianity has Hercules. Me and my mom really getting excited about Rapture at this time. So want to go to that park. If we only knew back then, 2017, how bad the pedophilia would become in the country, in the world. Oh man, this time I was literally like a little dog on the porch waiting for daddy to come home. Just staring at the skies, waiting for that moment. The show must go on. Story about the wise virgins and the foolish virgins, and how that is so Rapture. That is so Rapture. Dead on with the Rapture. How long, oh Lord? Tomorrow I have to get up early, and then the day after that make it stop. This is 2017. I think I have to every day, maybe I can do a year of Twitter tweets. These are videos that I found interesting. It's so sad that the titles are gone. It's really really annoying. Climate change. Yes, the planet is changing, but I don't think it's what you think it is. The planet goes through cycles of cooling and heating. Even the New Agers know that. Current trends show global cooling. It's cooling down, not heating up. Now they jumped the boat and they changed it to climate change. Oh, it's not climate change, it's climate chaos. They keep changing the term. Doctor has no gender in English. Neither does idiot. Goodness Moses. I would love to click on that. If I said goodness Moses, it has to be good. Ah, here it is. Giants washing up on beaches. So I had this on July 25. I've started dreaming about giants on walking on beaches, washing up on the beach. There's this. If you follow Derek Gilbert and Sharon K. Gilbert, there's a possibility that there is a remnant of Nephilim hiding in subterranean caverns underneath the earth, and many other things possibly as well. It's possible to survive deep under the earth somehow. I don't know. There are some Bible verses that allude to the possibility that there's a hollow earth thing going on, and how the sixth seal will be so terrible that it will break the earth so badly that passage to those underworld regions will be opened up, and those things would come to the surface, and that we'll see all manner of strange, interesting things. The colliding of worlds, the merger of dimensions. We'll see. Oh, here the I am offended movement started. That was so interesting. With all the nonsense and crap I've been through, I couldn't believe that people get hurt over the smallest things, and how that blossomed and just snowballed and reawoken racism, but like a flip side of racism. Now it's like the white people ducking and diving, and it's they're the scum of the earth. And it's just like, guys, if you've lived in South Africa, you would know how tiring racism can be. Just stop it. We're not white, we're not black, we are red. We are red. Inside you are red. Hell, everything on earth is red. Just everybody chill with each other. Actually, the reason I'm supposed to do this is just to share my important tweets. Justin Fall, very interesting. He's really on to the hollow earth thing and the interesting nuggets he shares. Actually, here I was really annoyed. I've been telling people for years that the tsunami thing is big, bad, and dangerous, and then nothing happens. But you know what? God desires mercy, not sacrifice. He desires obedience. And I think better to be safe than sorry. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have the life that I have now. I have a normal life, and there's a lot of people in my country that absolutely has no normal life. I had a dream about very big snakes suddenly appearing in urban areas all around the world. Snakes symbolize evil and lies to me. They were dangerous, but they also killed cats and broke equipment of various kinds. I expect these big snakes to be big lies. When did I have this? 2018. Well, we are now in 2020, and do we have lies going about? Um, Cats symbolize intuition to me and broke equipment, and it's interesting how fake news and fake media breaks intuition. It really breaks your truth mechanism. And why do I say cats are intuition? It's because I've learned my own dream language. You have common dream symbols, and then you have personal dream symbols and equipment. It's interesting how, wow, this dream is very, see, it's nuggets. This is why I tweet stuff. This is why I journal stuff and I put it on YouTube, because look how the big snakes broke equipment, and how broken social media is, your phone, your computer, your TV, how broken it actually is. Oh, it's so useful, but it actually is broken because it's breaking people. Mm. Here I am talking about my current fiance. We are getting married. Oh, this looks like that's disgusting. It looks like the wave. That's Cape Town, by the way. I think that's Greenpoint. Greenpoint, Cape Town. Rapture XO. Here I made a video about the rapture. Just to share my hope and feeling. And I also felt a little creative. Hey, hang on. I'm almost finished with this video. It's already 2019. Maybe I'm just going to do everything in one sitting then. Okay, this weird dream. I just see the planet, I see the sun. Something weird happens to the sun, the whole planet starts to freak out. We're like, ah, so the sun, I see the moon being destroyed and causing the tsunami. The moon might be the physical moon that's going to be hit by a comet or something really, really fast and really, really heavy. Because you need something of equal mass than the moon to destroy the moon. But the sun in my dreams and the moon in my dreams, the sun can represent the third heaven, and the moon can represent the second heaven. Third heaven is where God lives. Second heaven is where spirits and demons live. First heaven is the planet, it's us. First heaven, second heaven, third heaven. It's possible that God destroys the second heaven, the second dimension, and that causes the tsunami. The effect of that event is so severe that it shakes our earth and causes the sixth seal and the merger of dimensions and just everything going wrong. Because right now, if there really are lizard people and giants hiding in the hollow earth, they're doing so because it's nice for them. They get to do what they want and they're safe from God, kind of safe. But if God starts shaking things up so badly that everything is revealed, then it's time to come and face the music, come to the surface. Guys, it might be physical, it might be figurative, my moon boom dream, but we'll see. This time of my life, I started studying and was experiencing a worsening of my health and very, very interesting spiritual visitations, sleep paralysis attacks, sometimes something uh, badly assaulting me. And a lot of these I noted somewhere randomly in a journal because I don't want to pay attention to them. I wanted to keep my focus only on tsunami dreams, moon boom dreams, and rapture dreams. Hastening is coming. I'm actually giving my tithe, 10% of my salary, to YouVersion Bible because they have like a translation thing where they're literally trying to reach the last corners of the earth that hasn't been reached by Christians yet. And if you know your Bible, you know that once the gospel has been preached everywhere, then he's going to come home. Jesus is coming. So hastening his coming, you give money, you give support, or you do missionary work yourself, and you are hastening his coming. Do you want to see the world burn? Some people are fed up, they want to see the world burn. Do you want to go home to heaven? Well, hasten is coming. Start putting into missionary work. A while ago, an entity audibly identified itself to me and taunted me. It promised to kill me on my limbs. A week or so later, I had a mild stroke, followed by another minor one. People prayed for me, and my fiance carried me through the hospital blues of that time. It was, I didn't expect that this February 25, 2020, lasted until today, the date of this video. Today is the first day that my health has been normalized. Another moon boom dream. Guys, if I keep dreaming about this moon destruction thing, then there has to be something to it. I don't see anybody else talking about it, so maybe I'm bonkers, but I'm getting it. In this dream, I saw the tsunami coming and I was a hero with a shield. Um, I felt like that's me. I felt like, man, I'm useless. In the dream, I only had a shield, didn't even have a weapon, just had a shield. And I thought that, man, I'm useless. But the shield represents faith. And I watched this really interesting cartoon the other day where this one guy is the shield hero and he actually just had a shield, but he actually had a very important role to play in the world. Just this cool animated show that I watched. And it's just like God, God does things like that. He gave me this on 2015, but at that time when I watched that cartoon, I was so down and just realizing that, hey, God called me the shield hero. That felt good. Sometimes God does something like that. Here we go. We're almost done with this video, guys. One of the recent tsunami dreams. The ocean was so dirty and black and brown, actually more black than brown. And I saw smoke somewhere. It was burning, like a continent somewhere was burning. I believe that one side of the planet will feel a disturbance of the world, the Earth's atmosphere, and one side of the planet, the Earth's atmosphere will be pushed away. That's how intense the explosion of the moon collision will be. At one other point of the planet will experience severe oceanic upheaval. Especially Cape Town will be wiped, and USA East Coast, they will experience a deluge of epic titanic proportions, and then another side of the planet will experience intense, immense burning. Maybe a third of all that's green will be burned up, and somewhere it was burning, guys. The fire and the smoke is a new element that's showing its face. Actually, not that new, because I had a Cape Town tsunami dream where the earthquake and the tsunami um, was accompanied by embers, smallish embers, burning rocks, just peppering the planet here and there and causing very big fires. Uh, and how the tsunami was a very bad thing, but it also helped putting out the fires for the people just trying to stay alive. So I'm in Southeast Asia and slowly getting used to Buddhism. One of the reasons I'm studying New Age is because New Age summarizes Buddhist belief very nicely for me. I don't have time to read through the whole Buddhist Bible or whatever they have. I'm just trying to get the gist of things because I'm working with Buddhists. I re-uploaded this because Twitter just likes to rearrange everything sometimes. Heyo, Dr. Tom Horn, also a tsunami dreamer. I was so surprised at that. Let's go over the stream again. We realize something is happening. The sun is doing something weird, or the third heaven or God is doing something weird. We all realize our sun. Time is short. 3. The next moment, a black dragon comes out of the sun with a silver sword in his hand. This dragon is big, is really big, cosmic dragon size, and this thing comes toward the earth. This might be Satan being thrown to the earth, knowing his time is short. And you know what? Tom Horn also saw a big dragon coming toward the planet, but then it's not a big dragon; it's a big asteroid. And how this asteroid might be Satan's doing, and God is letting it happen because if he if he lets things drag on, the earth will be better off. It's better to let the tribulation, let judgment, let revelation play out when he decides to let it play out, rather than waiting for Satan to build up whatever he's planning. We have no idea what Satan has and what he's planning. We have no idea if and how immense the hollow earth situation might be. There might be all manner of sick things hidden by Satan to be unleashed upon the world. COVID might be just a cakewalk compared to what Satan has in store for the world. He wants us to suffer as much as possible. He wants us to sin as much as possible at the expense of others. God letting judgment, letting tribulation happen is terrible. But that's where we are. We don't have a different existence. This is the reality we have. You have to pick a side and you have to take the punches. And if you can, throw some good punches back at Satan. God is doing the best he can do in the face of all the weeds choking the flowers. Satan comes to earth. Who else is the dragon? But then after that happens, God's hand comes from the sun with a bloody sword meant for war surgery. It was a very weird hybrid sword between a machete and a scalpel. It's not what it looked like, but this gives you a rough idea. I can't even remember what the sword looked like in the dream, but it was when I saw it, it's like, whoa, that's a big scalpel. Wait, no, that's a sword. And it's like Satan has gone to the planet And now God has to make war with the planet. Not because he hates us, it's because he needs to cut out. It's like he's letting Satan merge with the planet so that he can finally like do his cancerous bidding, so that God can finally cut him out. Cut him out. I don't understand the reasoning behind that, but what do you call it? What do you call the thing? My first impression in the dream is this: Satan has to go to the planet. God has to let it happen because God wants to operate on the planet. He wants to cut out the cancer. And then suddenly it's gone. The dream resets, and I see a big feather floating in space to going toward the planet, and I get this idea, but first, more time, grace. Beautiful message. Wow, such a friendly ending. Not really what I wanted to hear, because at this point anxiety was killing me so badly. I just wanted all to finish. Had this dream recently. There's like a resort, and me and a missionary group go to the resort, and it's just normal, and there's a pond where you can do it's a wishing well. But the moment us Christians show up at this resort, it's the fish go wild. The fish throw themselves at us, and this is the times we are heading in. It's like the end times, and more people are throwing themselves at Christianity. Uh, Something's happening. They realize something is happening. Atheists are asking questions, and there's a big possibility that uh, 2029 wormwood is coming, and that's what he's seeing wormwood as the cause of the tsunami. I see the moon being split by this object. Is it a high-speed interstellar object? Is it a comet? I don't know. But in one dream, I saw this object hitting the moon being T-shaped or L-shaped. I don't know what that means. It was a T-shaped rock object. It was an L-shaped rock object. And but anyway, however it's gonna happen, maybe Kim Jong-un tries to blow up the moon. I don't know, Doctor Evil. But Thomas Horn, we're seeing more and more prophecy and people asking questions, people throwing themselves at Christianity. There's a New Age guy on my Facebook, and he's sharing some pro-God, pro-conservative stuff. So stuff is happening. Wise virgins and the foolish virgins. It's people are waking up. It's the midnight hour. It is the midnight hour, just like that dream I had with the girl in the taxi. Taxis are all going. It's the last taxis. It's the midnight hour. The hour is late. We don't jump. Please, Twitter, don't. I don't want to lose my place. Please, Twitter, don't jump. Sometimes I confuse myself. This might make... Oi, man, aliens in my room. Gray aliens. First time that happened. It was really, really... what do you call that? I could hear their voices. It was really vivid. It's like these aliens trying to do something to me, but I'm too much of a trained Christian to let them. And it's like while I'm in this groggy sleep state, I pray, and I not blaspheme them. I rebuke them, and it was just I kept them at bay. They try. It's like these weird, slender, gray, big avocado head things in my room, and it's like they flit about, and it's like they're there but they're not there. And then I wake up, and then I sit and I feel something is in my room, but I'm like, oh, okay, room's empty, go back to sleep. And then it just comes back, and it was like tortured for a whole night. That was so strange. More comic relief. Name of Jesus worked every time. If an alien is in your room, just use the J-bomb. This is my tribulation timeline. Maybe it's good for me to just go over it. Many people have their impressions. This is a weird merger of Irvin Baxter, how I believe we are now currently here, the fourth and the fifth seal, the time of martyrs. the what's that word? The persecution of Christians. Yeah, you are not being delivered up to death currently. But look at the Middle East, how Christians are being wiped out there on a grand scale. And that's the Holy Land. That's where a lot of the Bible's events happen. That's where a lot of Revelation's commentary falls on, is like that region, and how the absolute martyrdom of Christians there, and in Africa and in China, Christians just disappearing. The blood of Christians, the persecution of Christians, and the time of Islam, this being the Holy Roman Empire, it's like the harbinger periods, the time of the Holy Roman Empire, how it was a harbinger and a lead up to the time of communism, and all the wars that this caused, and the lead up to capitalism. Yes, America, I love you, you're good, thank you for all the cool Christian rock music you are producing, but capitalism, is this thing still recording? Capitalism has caused some things in many countries. Uh, Wars, and right now we have a capitalist hacking, more money for you, more money for me. Take, oh, those people don't have money, let's even take what they have. How that this caused a lot of wars, and also the blood of, now we are in this season, the season of Islam, and all the war and bloodshed that it causes, and the blood of martyrs, and how the next thing that is going to happen is Tsunami Day. And according to my understanding of what I'm receiving in dreams, this thing happens. And then the seventh seal. And the seventh seal is boom, 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 boom. Now look what happens here. The moon gets destroyed. Pieces of that collision, big pieces rain down on the earth, causes the tsunamis, causes the earthquakes. Smaller pieces peppering the earth, causing big fires. Look at that. The Bible says the sky will roll back like a scroll. I saw the explosion being so severe in space that it pushes back the atmosphere like a blanket. And for a moment, that side of the earth is partly exposed to the vacuum of space. I saw stuff being sucked up into the air momentarily and then being dropped. People, objects, and buildings just falling out of the sky on that side of the planet. Other side of the planet, waves. Other side of the planet, fires. And then there, the peppering. That's literally what I saw, coinciding with the sixth seal event. It's like bam, bam, bam. Maybe two. Maybe that collision is so bad there's going to be two large asteroids hitting the planet, and how the smoke will be so bad. I'm dreaming about the smoke. The smoke will be so bad it's going to block the night lights and the daylight. And then when we go up, they show up. The opening of the abyss, the revealing of what Satan has been cooking up all these years. This whole alien UFO thing, I don't believe it. They come from the other star systems. I believe the whole alien UFO thing has been cooked up here on Earth, and how Satan is just going to open up whatever, all the cans that he has prepared, all his cans of worms will just be opened up, and the world will believe it's in a different dimension with the things they're gonna see. Of course, all of this will lead to war. uh, People will be so confused and scared. Nations will be so confused and scared. There will just be utter chaos and utter war. And then the vials. No, I don't get dreams about the vials. That's far into the future, I believe. There's a possibility that after the sixth seal and after these trumpets, maybe here, there could be a long time of rebuilding. I saw a long time of rebuilding, years, maybe decades of rebuilding before the vials start to happen, guys. I saw a time of rebuilding that's like people going from having nothing to slowly society building it up itself back up to the industrial age. Everybody working together in a communist way, no religion, just human socialism, and how there's a long time that might pass by after the rapture, after the sixth seal. That's my thoughts on the timeline. That's how I believe it. That's how I see it. And I'm giving it to you raw because that's my impression. Impressions are important in dreams. Don't discount them. Don't let anyone tell you, oh, I'm a dream expert and this is what your dream means. Now, sometimes that happens. Joseph did it. But your impressions in a dream is part of the dream's language. Oh, these African Americans, black people in my country, South Africa, those who bloody refuse to hate the other side, those are the heroes. If you're pro black, if you're pro white, you're an idiot. We're not white, we're not black, we are red. I'm sharing some thoughts. Oh, my health was so bad. I thought I was gonna die. I thought my rapture would be death. Here I became kidneys failing. Where's that damn evac? Here I became so depressed. Oh, you're a Christian. You're not supposed to be depressed. Hey, 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 hey. What's that prophet? Elijah became depressed. Sometimes you get depressed. Oh, yeah. I really want to try that. One of my brothers, sorry, you have been remade. I love memes. So sad the EU is trying to ban memes. This video is getting long. I hope we finally reach the end soon. Yeah, so we're using finger scanners and all kind of weird scanners and like all kind of weird systems, surveillance systems at where I'm working, and it's becoming really interesting now. Surveillance society, here we come, Orwellian society. So Skywatch TV, they believe that the horsemen of the apocalypse, each horseman is a different god of ancient antiquity, little g god, a demon, and how what they do are like lead up harbinger actions toward the sixth seal, and we actually correlate there. Skywatch, well, maybe not everyone is Skywatch, but Derek Gilbert as well is picking up that we have already experienced the first four seals and we are currently in the fifth seal. Very interesting. Or they believe we're in the fourth seal and we're on our way to the fifth. No, they believe the sixth seal is also rapture. I believe the sixth seal is rapture. They believe it too, which is very interesting. I felt really alone in my interpretation. This dream I'd never put on my channel. It's a very old dream. Very big fighting happening, people at each other's throats, and this was actually applicable to today. What's happening today? Mother and father, mother and son, brother and sister, everybody at each other's necks because of the political divide and race and everything. It's just like, and the nasty, and COVID-19 and all the nastiness, and everybody's just, oh, it's, and we're fighting, and if you take your eyes off what's happening, you will realize that you have to get your oil lamp ready, because all of this was foretold. And in this house, it was an unbuilt house with no windows. There were only curtains for covering. And I think this is symbolic for something. What did I say? Here I have my it's like the curtains, the temporary curtains, the temporary coverings against the elements. It means something. It's like this sturdy and stable house that we cherish on our planet. It's like a tent. It's not really a permanent. It's a temporary residence. We need to get our eyes off our house and our family. Yes, it's good to take care of your family's well-being, but take your eyes off people and put your eyes on God, because things are happening and you need to get ready. You don't want to be caught without your lamp. Get ready. Make sure you get ready. Disclosure, I saw Obama as the as the beast, and I saw Pope Francis as the false prophet. I saw Obama as a young dragon that needs to kill one more king to become a adult dragon. And I saw Pope Francis saying that he has authority over the rapture, that the rapture does not happen without his saying so. Um, Still waiting for my channel to yield fruit, but it's interesting. Like you saw earlier, like I was on key with the dream, like the snakes, the big snakes, and the cats and the equipment, and how there are big lies today. This is what the rapture looked like in my dream. Let's say there's a person standing there. A very straight lightning beam hits the person, and it's like a puff, and they're gone. That beam is insanely fast. You need a slow-mo camera to even catch the beam. It's just going to look like a flash of light. But I believe some people, some devices somehow will be able to catch this beam on camera. I hope so. And it's the speed at which an angel moves, which is insane. It's like light speed, literally. If you need color in front of those words, you're a racist. Lives matter. If you need color, there's like black friends of mine, missionaries I worked with, and they're all posting things like this on their channel, on their Facebook and stuff. And it's really, if you are pro some kind of race, it's you're not a smart person. This is very interesting. I had a dream about 2 nuclear bombs hitting a region somewhere in America. I didn't know where. I kind of forgot about it. It was a city by some water, two cities, split by a little mountain range, close to water. Okay? And I was looking for this place. I couldn't find it until one day somebody posted something. A guy posted something, and I told him, but hey, dude, I saw exactly what you saw a long time ago, and I saw nukes, 2 nukes hitting the city, and the signature of these bombs will be fire, a very, very fiery bomb. There will be burning. One side of the mountain, this side, will burn. The other side will count themselves lucky because there were supposed to be 2 bombs, or 2 bombs go off on this side. Well, this side is safe. The mountain protect them, but the one side of the city will burn terribly. I don't know when this attack happens, pre-tsunami, after tsunami, but it's part of the elements of the things that I'm seeing. By the way, energy tornadoes, I didn't realize at the moment what I was seeing, but it is a rapture symbol. The rapture is part of the elements that I see. Nuclear explosions, part of the elements I see. R and B, Barack Obama. No, Francis. The second letter of his name, Francis. And B, Barack. O, Obama. Francis Obama. I saw him as the beast, Obama, and the Pope. Do I not like them? No, I kind of like the idea of when Obama became president, I was like, hey, they have a Mandela too. And when Francis became Pope, I was like, yay, Argentinian. I'm half Argentinian, so I was like, yay. So I'm not biased against these guys, but I've seen them in multiple dreams. Planet will be a prison one day. Humans will be used. Their bodies and their genetics will be used. I saw a big dragon waiting, poised to strike, and how interesting this asteroid that's coming is Apophis, the ancient chaos serpent Apophis. The asteroid is named after this Apophis, and how the dragon comes from space, but the dragon is not a dragon, the dragon is an asteroid. I see that dragon, Tom Horn sees that dragon, and I saw the dragon worm. It's like a weird combination for a serpent-like dragon. I saw this thing, and right now a lot of the church is very proud, but what I saw is that this dragon, when it strikes, it will break the church in half. One fell swoop will take care of the church. So pride cometh before a fall. I think we should all stay humble. I saw this way in the beginning. Before I had moon boom dreams, I saw this symbol and how the earth will be struck with this thing. And I didn't know what that was called. The symbolism comes from a game. And only after my moon boom dreams did I really try to find what the symbol was, because I thought it was important. Lo and behold, this thing is called a moon sword. Before I had moon boom dreams, I had visions of this thing hitting the earth. Lo and behold, it is called a moon sword, an ancient weapon of God. Everything is at God's disposal. Satan thinks he is strong. Satan is walking on the very things God can use against him. The earth can rise up against these enemies. They are literally walking on God's arsenal, breathing God's arsenal. If you don't know what side to pick the winning side, you know? Take God's side. Going up. Nukes with tsunami timing car, Dr. Prisha Green. We're at the end, guys. This is my latest. No, I didn't have a dream. This is what it looks like. The destruction of the moon happens. The side facing the planet. The side facing the moon. Which doesn't make sense because the moon happens at night. But sometimes in some daytime hours you see the moon. And that side of the planet that's facing the moon at that time, the blast will be so severe it will push away the atmosphere. Now the moon is far away from the planet, and the shock wave, I don't know if a shock wave can travel that fast, but according to multiple dreams, actually according to one dream, I saw the shock wave pushing away the atmosphere on 1 or 2 dreams. And this is a good representation of what it looks like. Moon bleeds or the moon dies. It's like the moon turning to blood. I think maybe the translation is supposed to be the moon will bleed or die. Earthquakes, asteroids, tsunamis, peppering asteroids, fires, big smoke, and the darkening of the celestial lights. Bip, 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 bip. We are done. Thank you guys for watching this video. This is just an update. This is just me doing what I feel I should do. If you know what you're supposed to do and you don't do it, then it is sin unto you, and sin is bad, and that makes me sad. I'm not going to tell you to like or subscribe, but I'm going to tell you to listen to God's voice and do what He's telling you to do. This is me signing off. I might post stuff on my Twitter. Keep your eyes on my Twitter, and I will see you here or in the air. Stay strong, guys. Love ya.
I'm back to you, laid you on my cross. But your love for me set my spirit free. Take the time to hear me cry a faithless plea. And who am I that you would be mindful of me, to shed your blood, that you'd be able to dwell in me? For your majesty knows no bounds. You've placed your glory high above the stars. My back to you, laid you on my cross. Spirit free. Oh Lord, how majestic is your name in all the earth. I can't believe I'm standing face to face with a king. Oh Lord, how perfecting was your pain in my salvation. I can't believe I ever tried to live without you. For you